Hey everyone, it's the 12 Days of Misfits.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are on day 4. Rico has 2.5 points. He's doing all right. He's feeling okay. Yesterday, he kind of gave him a better idea of where we're actually going with a lot of these and why it's so difficult. But he's feeling okay. We'll see how he goes. Give me a number for today, Rico. What are we dealing with?
All right, it's day 4. I'm gonna go with number 4.
All right, so we're still in Isaiah. You're just liking to knock all these things out book by book, aren't we? So let's go to Isaiah 7. This is an easier one. This is one that most people actually associate with this time of year. But we'll see if your brain has turned to mush yet or not, and if you can figure out what we're dealing with. So,
okay,
we are going to be reading verses 1 through 14 because we need a little bit of the backstory here to fully understand what's going on. So this is Isaiah chapter 7.
Got it.
This took place during the reign of Ahaz, son of Jotham, son of Uzziah, king of Judah. Aram's king Rezin and Israel's king Pekah, son of Remaliah, went to fight against Jerusalem, but they were not able to conquer it. When it became known to the house of David that Aram had occupied Ephraim, the heart of Ahaz and the hearts of his people trembled like trees of a forest shaking in the wind. The Lord said to Isaiah, "Go out with your son Shear-Jashub to meet Ahaz at the end of the conduit of the upper pool by the road of the launderer's field. Say to them, calm down and be quiet. Don't be afraid or cowardly because of these two smoldering sticks, the fierce anger of Rezin and Aram, the sons of Remaliah. For Aram, along with Ephraim and the son of Remaliah, has plotted harm against you. They say, let us go against Judah, terrorize it, and conquer it for ourselves, and then we can install Table's son as king in it. This is what the Lord God says. It will not happen. It will not occur. The chief of Aram is Damascus. The chief city of Damascus is Rezin. In 65 years, Ephraim will be too shattered to be a people. The chief of Ephraim is Samaria. The chief city of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. If you do not stand firm in your faith, then you will not stand at all. Then the Lord spoke again to Ahaz. Ask for a sign from the Lord your God. It can be as deep as Sheol or as high as the heaven. But Ahaz replied, I will not ask. I will not test the Lord. Isaiah said, listen, house of David, is it not enough for you to try the patience of men? Will you also try the patience of my God? Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. See, the virgin will conceive, have a son, and name him Emmanuel. By the time he learns to reject what is bad and choose what is good, he will be eating curds and honey. For before the boy knows to reject what is bad and choose what is good, the land of the two kings you dread will be abandoned. I just realized I read a verse extra, but that's okay.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
I will say before you get started that this is one of my favorite interactions with Isaiah.
Okay.
Because when he meets them, the first thing he says is, shut up and listen.
Yeah. Okay.
He rebukes them, and then God's exact words to them is, it's not going to happen. Go home.
Yeah.
Like, this is not even worth discussing with you. Go home. Get out of here. And then you get to Ahaz, and he's supposed to be like, this is reassurance to you. And God's hype now. It's like, I've got a sign for you. Let me tell you what it is. Ask me. And he's like, oh, no, I'm not going to test the Lord. And now God's like, what are you doing? I just told you to do this, and now you're not doing it. Yeah. Like, this whole interaction is just fun. But anyway, what does it have to do with Christmas?
Yeah, before I answer what I have to do with Christmas, I will say that should be a lesson to some of our modern day prophets that most of the time when God talked to us, when he talked through prophets, it's not all warm and fuzzy. So I digress on that, but I just want to.
We're gonna give you a half a point for that one because I don't have my organ sound effect anymore. So we're gonna just jump up with a half a point for that anyway. So what does this have to do with Christmas though?
Okay, I think my version gave me a clear sign. So the header right before
the sign that Ahaz wouldn't ask for, right?
Yeah, the sign of Emmanuel. And so I'm gonna go and say what verse actually says Emmanuel. I think it's 14. Right. So I'm gonna read my verse. All right, then the Lord himself will give you the sign. Look, the virgin will conceive a child. That's clear cut Christmas story. She will give birth to a son and will call him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. And that's exactly what happens in the Christmas story.
I almost forgot to do it. There we go. Ho, ho, ho. Exactly. Now, there are this is where it gets interesting for those that are more interested in the narrative we've got here going on in Isaiah. Because the Tanakh version actually can be translated as virgin, but it also can just mean young woman, which is where a lot of the discrepancy between Judaism and Christianity arise, as far as there was never a prophecy about a virgin, all of that. But the interesting thing is that this is not just about the Christmas story, and this is an important thing to understand about any of these Old Testament prophecies. Because this happens here shortly after as well. Ahaz has a son, and he is referred to as Emmanuel. That is not the name that is given him, but he's referred to as Emmanuel because it is God with us. And this does matter for us as believers as well, even though we understand Messianic prophecy, Christmas story, Mary, Jesus, manger, all of that, right? That's where we went. But the choice of choosing Emmanuel as being what is chosen here in Isaiah 7 matters as well. This is something we've been talking about within Kingdom on the Road for a while as well, is that at the heart of Jewish society within the Old Testament, it was always supposed to be literal Emmanuel, God at the center. The community was always supposed to be surrounding the presence of God. And we know from history of Judah, when the kings came in, that didn't happen very often, right?
Yeah, I'd say they didn't do it. Yeah.
But God was saying it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Both in the immediate, because it's going to happen within, I think it's like in the next 7 to 12 years with Ahaz. And then in the long term with Jesus himself.
Yeah.
God does not abandon his people, and he doesn't leave them alone for long, even when we try to shut him out.
That's good.
So you're back on. You're at 4 points now because you went ahead and preached to the prophets for a second before you went ahead and went Christmas with me. So we're up to 4. 4 out of 4, not too bad. We're moving our way through. We'll see how he goes. Can he get to 12? He's on track for 12 again. We'll see how he does tomorrow for day 5.
Listen, I'm just happy I got some points. I thought it was going to be a group.